kind of learning as I go and trying things, like you said, learning mistakes. I wrote that down because that's what they are. I mean, you fail, but those are just lessons, right? You have to learn from them and just try it anyway.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about your journey here with Color Street, your story a little bit.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me, Angelique. I live in Iowa, and I worked in the school for 10 years. Prior to that, I was a journalist. And so just kind of this different season of my life now as a mom and, running this nail polish business. It's never, what I had in mind for myself, but, I wouldn't change it at this point. But the way it all started was one of my coworkers, her name's Lindsay Estel. She's, another national executive director. We worked together. We taught together at a little school here in Iowa, and she moved away and we had lost touch. And so this is like such a moment that I always have to remember. She just messaged me one day out of the blue and just said, "Hey, hope you're doing well. What's your address?" And I had no clue what that was about, but she just said, "Oh, I'm sending you something." She sent me a sample of Charleston blush. This was 2.5 years. Well, it'll be 3 years ago in January.
Which
And
I got to tell you, that's the worst sample you could have sent anybody, in my humble opinion.
Right. And I put it on horrible. I cut it in half. I didn't read the directions, and it took me several weeks to even try it out. But the point was and I still do this to this day. I dig out your old school address book from your wedding or whatever it was, and just mail all those people a sample. I mean, even to this day, 2 years later, I'm thinking I need to just do that again, because it's what got me. She sent the sample, but here's the thing: is she followed up with me probably 3 different times to see if I'd tried it yet, and each time, no, sorry, I haven't. Then she sent me a little video of how to do it, and then she checked back again, and it was just the follow-up was everything. So yes, she sent the sample. I did a party, and then I thought about it for 3 more months and couldn't stop thinking about it. And it was great because, I had this identity as a teacher and a wife, and I had had a baby. So that was just my life. And this gave me a little outlet. And I remember Lindsay saying to me, "You're already on Facebook. You're already scrolling all the time. Why not make some money while you're doing that?" And that was kind of an aha moment for me. So just jumped right in, didn't know what I was doing, but tried it anyway. And I just got hooked right away. I just thought it was such a fun way to connect with people. In the beginning, it was never about selling nail polish. It was just oh, this will give me something more productive to do online and make these relationships with people, reconnect with people. And I try not to ever lose sight of that, just making a connection with as many people as I can. So I'm going to kind of touch on that as I talk about, how I try to balance it all, because it is a lot to handle. And, even now I have taken time away from the school to really focus on this, and also just being with my boys a little bit more. Maybe I'll go back to teaching when they're both in school, but I do find it even harder now that I'm home all the time to really prioritize. So just having to really get myself in a system and kind of organize the chaos. It's a challenge for sure, but
Yeah, but
it's
you do
worth
it
it.
really well. And what you guys don't, maybe you know, or maybe you don't know, but, and I'm going to toot Molly's horn just a smidge, but honestly, I don't know the stats on what she's accomplished. I wish I did. It's quite amazing in her sales. Well, I do know she's earned we have, for those of you who are new and those of you who do know about the incentive trip to Punta Cana, she's earned the trip in 45 days. So she's already earned the trip. You probably are one of the only ones at this point. I don't know of anyone else, but that doesn't mean there aren't many more. But that's really impressive. Molly works her business consistently. What I love about Molly is she works it. She has a scheduler, so everything she does, she she keeps it very simple. What I love about Lindsay and what I love about Molly is they keep it very simple, very basic. They have a scheduler for their parties and they follow that. And how many parties, what would you, now listen, I'm not saying everybody here has to do this, but I'm just
Mhm.
saying what's possible. So I want you to think of what's possible. Molly, how many parties have you had in a month?
Well, I have done up to 24 parties in a month. That was when I first started that first year. I mean, maybe it was overboard, but I have no regrets about it because it really set the foundation for where I am today. That hustle, just doing it. I mean, if you're going to do one party, might as well book another that exact same night, or maybe another one. Just do them half hour apart, knock them all out, 3 in one night. You can post basically the same thing in all 3. And for me, I think that's just so much easier than just one every now and then and having to babysit it. I just like to get in as many as I can. And that way, the more you have, the more will qualify. And then those ones that don't do so well, you won't take it as personal because you have those other parties to treat as, you know, the successful parties. And the other ones are just ones you can get better at something. Like there's no such thing as a flopped party because you're going to make a connection with one person, even if it's just your hostess that will turn into your long-term customer. So it's going to feel like a huge hustle at first, but
It does
you
feel
can do it.
it does feel like a huge hustle. It was a huge hustle for me too, but I'm with you 100%. It was worth every second of the hustle. Worth every second of the hustle. Was it not? How long did it take you to get to now?
Yeah. Well, it's taken me 2.5 years. Exactly 1 year ago in August, I was an executive. So I hit senior executive in September. So coming up a year ago. So then it was another year of just hustle and trying for that next goal.
And didn't you
Um,
get every incentive along the way too?
I sure try. Nothing motivates me more than a free vacation, even though we haven't gotten to go on one in a while. but
Yeah. Well,
but
I
it's true.
totally
Like
agree with that. Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, as your team will grow, and you want to grow a team. And for me, like that's all new to me, kind of growing a team and leading a team. But one thing I know I can do is party and be consistent with my partying. And if something's working, and then I'll just share it with the girls on my team and just say, hey, try this, try this. I will say I just don't spend a lot of my time really coaching. I just try to do it, and hopefully they're inspired to
Following your
keep
footsteps.
working their personal business.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna cut you loose. That's a little bit about Molly. If you guys are curious about what a national income might be, you might want to look at the income disclosure. I won't embarrass her, but it's kind of awesome. She's able to replace her. Would you say you're able to replace your teaching income?
Yeah, my income, I think 2 months would definitely cover a year of teaching. My husband, he's an optometrist, and he went to college for 8 years. And, he's just always like, my goodness, I mean, you're making more than all of my colleagues after 8 years of college. You make that in a few months. This is really, really something that can set people free financially. And we're just getting started. I mean,
We are
what
just
did we just hit? 100,000 stylists? That is nothing.
that's
Like this is still gives me chills because it's still just the beginning. We haven't even expanded globally, and we're in a pandemic. So imagine what'll happen
so
in
you
another
gotta
year.
so just to put it in perspective, everyone on this call is the beginning of a company. Every
Mhm.
single one of you is like a new frontier. Because this is how I compare it. In the state of Missouri, there's 6.1 million people in the state of Missouri alone, and we have 100,000 stylists nationwide. Nationwide, it's a lot of ground that we still got to cover. We are pioneers. I seriously view myself in a wagon wheel, or a covered wagon, and I'm just out setting off into the frontier and finding as much property I don't view my stylist as property, but you know what I'm saying. As much opportunity out there as I possibly can, because it is out there for the taking. And then when you get your mindset straight on that, you will find it. So, okay. So Molly, I know you came to talk a little bit about kind of how I know a lot of this is about balance and finding the balance in life and work and family and school and all that other stuff. So I think you came to talk about that, but whatever you came to talk about, I'm going to cut you loose. I'm going to stop talking, put myself on mute and let you go.
Okay, well, first, one more little thing. I just want to say, like, you guys have a wonderful leader who leads with her heart, and she's just a good person that cares about people. And I'm just going to give two quick little examples. The town I'm from was just devastated by the derecho, the horrific windstorm. And she just donated to our little cause to give back to the community. And when my father got sick last year, she mailed me a card and donated to my fundraiser for pancreatic cancer. So Angelique, like you are the real deal, and you lead with your heart. So that's my first piece of advice, you guys. Like, yes, we sell nail polish, but make these connections. I mean, Angelique doesn't make a dime off me, but she cared enough to support, some things that we were doing to make people's lives a little better. So thank you for that. I just want to start with that because it was just so powerful.
Oh, thank you.
So I think like nothing I'm going to tell you tonight is anything that I've come up with on my own. It's just that I'm constantly a student of this business, and I'm always learning and listening to trainings, and it can be overwhelming, especially if you're just starting out. You're seeing connect the dots. You have the app trainings. You have these Zoom calls that you're participating in. You have your team page. And I feel like now you're overwhelmed with information versus what we had to start out with. So I don't know really which is more of an advantage, but I would tell you, like, if you're scrolling and you see something that you wish you could watch, but you can't, just save it on your phone in a little like folder and come back to it, or just make a note, or take a lot of screenshots. Like, you don't have to be super organized, but just make it a priority to constantly be a student. So that kind of was for me. I've never been able to attend a national conference, but I remember hearing all these trainings about people's biggest conference takeaways, and I listened to a training on that. So something I heard, and I can't even really tell you who came up with this method, which speaker it was at conference. I just heard someone else say it was their takeaway, and it really changed kind of my daily operation. And it was called the first 4. So you're thinking like, gosh, I'm so busy, like I can't even get ahead. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to post. I don't know what to work on today. Well, these are like the first 4 things that you can do every day, or if you don't get to it until 6 o'clock at night, just remember these first 4 things. And so, first would be to post in your VIP group. Now, many of you are saying, gosh, I don't have a VIP group, but just start like a small community where it can become your space. It could be about nails. It can be about nails some of the time, but it's a great place to kind of filter your customers that want to continue to support you. So you want to make, one little post there every day. Don't overpost, but try to do 1 post a day. So this is important to not just like post and pray. So what I mean is, don't just post a nail fee with your shopping link and say, buy 3, get 1 free today. Those posts take minimal effort and they're going to get minimal results. Like if it just takes you a second to do that and there's no thought put into it and you're just blasting people all the time with nails, I don't really know that that's going to make a huge difference in your business. So really try to add value to your posts. I say don't post and ghost either, because you don't want to make a post and then never follow up with those people that take time to make a comment or take time to give an emoji or a reaction. You're going to post things and it's going to feel like you have a group full of crickets. But that's why that has to be your first 4 of the day, is to just go back through and engage with that one person that made a comment. Even if it's the same person every day, it might be that way for a while, and that's okay. It still matters. So one thing I posted recently, for example, was it was like a pumpkin spice scavenger hunt. And I said something like, post something that you have that's pumpkin spice flavored, and then everyone else react to the comments with a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you would eat it or not. And that was so funny because at first there was just like 2 people commenting. It was like the pumpkin spice Cheerios, and then 2 people gave that thumbs down. There was 1 thumbs up, and it just kept going. And within those comments, you can start conversations. I remember one of the biggest posts I ever had. I mean, this didn't make me a dime or anything like that, but it really created a community. My son had a horrible diaper rash, and I didn't know what to do anymore. And I just asked my group if anyone had any methods that worked for them. And I remember one person said she was a nurse, and this is what, like, it was some kind of cream. I can't think of the name of it, but she used it for the elderly patients that were there, and it's what she's used for 30 years at the hospital she worked at. So, that made me realize, okay, this lady, she's a nurse, she's unstoppable. So I gifted her a set of Unstoppable during the pandemic, and just said, I look for those ways that I can make these people feel valued. She took the time to reach out to me. I'm not going to give away the world, but I'm going to, send these little nail surprises once in a while. Someone else told me that they sprinkled cornstarch on their baby's bottom. And I'd never heard of that before. And I told her that, and she said, well, I don't know if it works anymore. This was 25 years ago. My oldest, just graduated college. So then I just asked her, show me a picture of your son. What does he look like? Do you have any throwback pictures? So just take your posts a little bit further and try to get value from them. So that's your first 4 is your VIP group, a post a day. Second would be your personal wall. And, some days you're just not going to want to post on your personal wall, and you don't have to every single day, but it's just one of those first 4 things to think about. So if you haven't in a while, think about doing it. Don't make it political. Don't make it controversial. Make it uplifting, because as your business grows, people will be watching what you do, because you're the brand. Color Street is your product, but it's okay to get goofy. I don't post about the business a whole lot. I'm getting better about doing it, but I posted like a picture of PBR. I'm drinking Light Sky tonight, but I just said, like PBR, thumbs up or thumbs down. Or I said PBR, yay or nay. And my goodness, like, people had an opinion about the PBR. So just something fun. Make it goofy, make it interactive, and make it about those things that it's like food. I like all kinds of goofy mixtures of food. Beer. I love family. Fun, just funny things. So you think about those things and kind of rotate those through, and maybe every 5th post or so you could throw in something about Color Street. So that's number 2, is your personal wall. Number 3 is 5 personal messages. 5 is not a lot, you guys. You can sit down and knock those out in 3 minutes if you wanted to, but challenge yourself to send 5 personal messages a day. And it doesn't have to be, trying to make a sale or book a party. That'd be great if at least one of them is something, planting a seed like that. But check in with the hostess. Ask her, are you having fun so far in the party? Send her a nail fee and say, you should post this in your party group. Get her involved. And Angelique is all about the hostess coaching, so she has a ton of great information on that, how you can engage your hostess. So another personal message would be maybe a potential hostess. You could, if she posts something that you see about decorating for fall or getting ready for Halloween, reach out to her and say, oh my gosh, I don't know for sure when the Halloween nails are coming, but historically it's about this time. Can I save you a set? And we can get your friends, involved and get their Halloween sets ordered. We get your party set up, and you can earn all the hostess rewards, however you want to do it. But that's just an example of one quick message you could send. Sample follow-ups. Hey, did you slap that sample on yet? And if she ghosts you, that's okay. Just keep on, or say, I'm still waiting. Sorry if I'm being pushy. I just cannot wait to hear your reaction about this. Don't send a sample and never follow up, because if Lindsay hadn't followed up for me, I'd still be in the classroom right now, missing my little boy while he's at preschool and missing out on my 1.5-year-old. You know, like, there's just so many reasons that follow-up made a difference in my life. Oh, and here's something also, like, it's not part of the first 4, but just every week, get 5 of these things ready to go and just have them sit near you, and make it a goal to send 5 out a week. Maybe it's a little note just to say, enjoy this Tuesday, or maybe it's a brand new person, or maybe you have it in your bag, and when you're at the drive up next time and someone says something about your glittery nails, you can hand one to her. So always have 5 with you, or make it a goal to send out 5 a week minimum. And then number 4 would be your team. Maybe you don't have a team yet, that's fine, but you have a team surrounding you that you can make connections with. So make that part of your first 4. So you have your personal page, you have your VIP group, you have your 5 little messages a day, and finally make one connection with your team. Maybe it's just going to be you give someone on your team a shout out, or you comment on a post they make, or you watch a replay of something and you have a takeaway. You replay it, you thank them for something you learned. If you do have a little team emerge sometime soon, you can run these reports to see how your team is doing. So for example, like today is September 1st, we had a foundations set launch today. So I can run a quick report and see, you know, who's already sold some nails today, the first of the month. And that can be one of my team check-ins. I just have to do one. I can do more, but I have to do at least one check-in. So I'll just send someone a message and say, holy cow, you've already sold $100 today. What's your secret? How did you do it? And if she tells me, oh, I posted this in my group and so many people reacted to this foundation. If I feel that it's something the rest of my team could benefit from, I empower her and say, I would love if you would share that with the team. So these little connections can just lead to just so much more. So if there's anything, like, yes, we should spend time working on personal development, but for me, I struggle with that. Like, if I have a free second, I want to be connected with someone else, or being around others. It's been really hard in quarantine because I'm a social person, but just make those small connections, and you might not get it all done in one day. Like, you might feel like you missed a party post, or you are feeling like you're behind. But remember, there's no right way to do a Facebook party. There's no right way to, like, one of my stylists said to me, I just realized I was getting so frustrated. And then my daughter said to me, Mom, you can't break word swag. It's like the app where you add text to a graphic. She's like, you can't break it. You can just keep trying until you get it the way you want it, but just don't feel like everything has to be perfect. You gotta go through it to grow through it. So nobody's expecting a party to look a certain way, or a post to come at an exact certain time. Just go with it, and keep yourself like a list. This is a notebook that I got as a gift from one of my uplines, but it says make it happen, and it's just a notebook where you can kind of prioritize. It says super important, then do this, and then chill, this can wait. And so I've really gotten into the habit of writing down those super important things that I have to do, and just kind of at the end of the day, kind of brain dumping about the things that, yes, they need to be done or they should be done, but they can really just wait, so that I can like walk away and breathe a little bit when I have the chance to do that. So yeah, fail forward. That's exactly it. You got to like fail it to learn from it, kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't really have any other.
Well, I actually have a couple. I got a question here that
Yeah.
yeah, first of all, that was awesome. I love the first four. And that's actually a great segue into what I'm going to be talking about after you hop off. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. But do you guys get the sense that Molly is the chillest person on the planet? Like, she's just like, that's how Lindsay is too. So like, everybody who's panicking or have themselves a little bit of like, oh my God, 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 you gotta calm down, because the reality of it is like, this is a marathon. We're not going anywhere. We just started. The company just started. So if you guys want to change your life and you want financial freedom, or you want a hobby and you want a side gig or a little side hustle to keep you connected with people, great. Whatever your goals are, terrific. Just keep what Molly's saying. Fail forward, meaning you're going to make mistakes. Actually, they coined the term, what'd you say? Ignorance on fire. That was me.
Is that you? Oh, that's me. Yeah, I love that.
Me, because I was completely ignorant. This is talking, me and Molly, this is just factual. We're in the executive level of the company, and neither one of us had experience in this business, if that tells you anything. We never did a Facebook party. We never ran a team. We didn't have a big conglomerate over here where we left and brought a bunch of people with us. We are homegrown stylists. I just wish I could impress that upon every single person here tonight, because if we can do it, you can do it. I mean, that is the bottom line. And Lindsay, who is Molly's upline, like she said, she's just as chill. I mean, she's just kind of like, I mean, I fit it in between going to school and sports. And I mean, I've talked to her and I'm like, okay, so I mean, there is different ways to handle the business. The bottom line is be consistent. What did she say? The first four every single day. She didn't miss them. What did she say also? Lots of connecting. She'd rather be connecting than doing anything else. She wants to be improving those relationships, connecting with people, because people are buying you more than they're buying those nails. They're buying you more than they're buying the nails. Once they figure out the nails are fantastic, then they're going to be buying the nails and you. But in the beginning, it's really, they like you. They like you. They trust you. They trust you. If she likes PBR and they like PBR, or she likes Blue Moonlight and you like Blue Moonlight, you're going to trust her to buy nail polish or anything else she tells you, anything else she's schlepping. So one question from people is, are you going live in your parties, or do you record? I know you weren't going live, but do you go live?
I don't want to like say don't go live, because I do think it is important, and I try to hop on live at some point in the parties, but I've kind of stepped away from, it has to be on party night and it has to be at this time and I have to announce it. No, I would more just kind of like go with the flow of the party. If it's people are really engaging and I feel like it's going to be beneficial, then I do. But I do have like a pre-recorded one as well. But first choice would be to get your hostess to go on live. If she's gung-ho and she wants to get her guests involved, I think that's far more beneficial to have your hostess. But I do think putting yourself though in your posts so that they're seeing that there's a face behind the product, because although our company is just getting started, there are plenty of stylists they could repeat shop from, and they want to remember you and put a face to that party. And so put yourself in the party, and I don't think it's so much about having to go live and putting that pressure on yourself. If that's a huge stressor for you, then pre-record a video, and just take that stress away if that's what's holding you back.
Okay. Okay. So I think that pretty much is it. I feel like you've covered it. I feel like I really don't think there's any like secret to the success. It's really just connection, 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 consistency, consistency, consistency. Send out samples, follow up, follow up, follow up. So I actually am going to, if anyone has any questions, you can type it in the chat for Molly, and I will relay it to her, but we're going to let her go in just a second because I don't want to keep you guys very long. And I also have I just want to go over a few statistics and things like that while we're waiting for any questions that might come in. I don't know, Molly, like, have you changed up your party at all, or what are you doing party-wise?
No, I'm still doing the same old thing. I can, I base it on when my hostess does her part of getting gals invited as to how long I do it, but I give her access and tell her that, 5 to 7 days is about ideal. But sometimes she doesn't get it done until a couple days, but I don't want to change my schedule because I rely on my own schedule. So I kind of leave it up to the hostess, but it's still kind of the basic thing that I've not really varied away from since I started, which,
It's
is just,
incredible.
yeah. I mean, maybe I should. I know the Zoom parties are really seeming to be a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll put it as a challenge for myself to try some new things. I'm kind of a creature of habit, though.
It seems to be working. Why are you changing anything? I think just keep it the same. But Molly, thank you for popping on. I really appreciate it. I think, I love your style. I love how casual you are. I love how chill you are. Like, it's just not, and that's just the way that it's been rolling for you guys. And I think it's been great. So I think having the long game in mind is key, and realizing that there's a multitude of people out there that literally don't. I mean, I'm going to tell you what, I went on vacation. Nobody knows anything about Color Street. No one. They don't know. So, I mean, that is a blessing. I mean, I can't even, to me, I'm like, are you kidding me? Everyone knows what Mary Kay is. It's our job as stylists to get it out there. So, anyway, thanks, Molly. Really appreciate you popping on. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
And, we will talk on the
You
back.
know where to find me.
I do. I sure
All
do.
right. Have a good night, you guys. Have a
Thank
great
you.
September.
Thank
The month
you.
is
You
young.
too. Bye, babe. Okay. All right. So that was Molly Fitch. I wish I had more stats on her because, honest to God, she's kind of a Color Street darling. I mean, her sales are incredible. I should have talked about her recruiting. Damn. Maybe I'll get her to come back on because she recruits, like, I want to say like 6, 7, 8 people a month. So she knows a thing or two about what she's doing. And I think just ultimately it's just that connection game that she plays. So I did make a couple of graphics. I'm going to share my screen right now. I just have a few more things, you guys, but I do want this because this is prize involvement. You guys are going to get prizes if you do this. So I want you guys to hang on to the very end. And I'm going to share my screen with you really quickly because I want to show you some stats. Okay, so I was looking at my stats. This is for our team, All That Glitters, and I wanted you guys to kind of see what has been happening in group volume. What group volume means for anyone who doesn't know, it's everyone, including my volume and anyone on my downline. That means you guys, what we've been doing in the last 3 years. So let's compare. From August 2018, our group volume was almost $250,000. It was 240,178. But compare that to last year at this time, it was 317,408. So we had a 32% increase. Now I want you to see how we're catching a lot of steam here. This past August, just yesterday as we closed, in 2020 August, it was 1.1,900,000, or well, I don't even know how to even read that dumb number. It's 1.1, almost $1.2 million in sales in a month. Okay, in the month of August. You guys should be clapping. If you're not, I can't see you, but it's awesome. And we had a 376% increase from last August. If you cannot see the potential, you need glasses, and I can't help you with that. Call Clarkson Eye Care ASAP, because that's incredible. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is our commissionable volume. So for 2019, for Color Street, this is not all that glitters, although I wish it was. That'd be kind of amazing. 2019 commissionable volume for the entire company was $23.8 million. And as for 2020 up to date through August, we had 38. We're at 38 million. So obviously the entire year of 2019 was at 23.8. And we are already well surpassed that in just the month of August. We haven't hit our biggest selling season yet, which is upon us right now. So we are going to blow 2019 out of the water. And just an update on stylists. In 2019, we had a total of 52,400 join us. As of right now, through 2020 into August, we've had 85,000 join us. So people are starting to catch wind. They're starting to get that this is a great opportunity. They know that this is something that they need to be a part of, and they aren't stopping. This is going to become like a flood you've never seen. If you don't understand direct sales, that's okay, because I don't really either, except that my dad was in it my entire life. And I'm going to tell you right now that he's like, it's going to be like a flood. You can't stop. So y'all better get excited. It's pretty amazing. And I'm very, very pumped about that. With that being said, I want to roll over here really quickly. We had a training yesterday. My leader call. I didn't post my notes because I wanted to go over them tonight. So I'm just going to do that very quickly. And then I'm going to roll into one more thing, and then we're peacing out. Okay. So let me give you a little update that I normally give either typed or live in All That Glitters regarding our leader call that we had on Monday. So you might want to take some notes or just listen. Okay. So for the fall launch, we had 200,000 orders come in, and we have now just, well, it's probably less than this now. As of Monday, we had 20,000 orders left to ship. Color Street is really working to get back to the 48-hour window of once the order's placed, it's shipped within 48 hours. They're working very hard. They have achieved that again since the craziness with COVID. So we're back on track. Obviously today, our foundation strip for infant loss and pregnancy loss. It is a specially designed strip for mothers who have lost their babies during infancy or pregnancy. We are raising $100,000 for 2 organizations, and that launched today at 3 Central Time. So you guys can go and promote that in your VIPs or to anyone that you know that may be of interest of that. Okay, Monday is Labor Day, and I will be traveling. Just as a side note, I'm heading back to Utah for Rob Sperry's mastermind event, but I'm still planning on coming and doing our training because I'm committed to doing our trainings every Monday. So I will be back on Monday night, but I'll be in Utah from gorgeous Sundance, and I will be there to do a training. We have my mindset coach that I've hired. Her name is Kathy Stone. She's going to jump on and help us overcome any objections or any sort of obstacle that you might have in your mind. She's going to help work around that, which is pretty amazing because I'll tell you what, it's magical. It's magical what she does. So hop onto that on Monday. Okay, so we just talked about the stylists, all of that. All right, now I just want to kind of move on to what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so guys, there are so many of you that have been with me since the very beginning, which always just makes my heart so happy. And that just means this is a great place to be. But we want to know, why do we want to play big when we're playing with Color Street, or if that is your goal, I'd like to talk about playing big. Why do we want to play big? Well, I want to play big for my family. A lot of us want to play big for retirement. We want to play big for our kids. Maybe you want to send them to a private school, or you want to pay college. We want financial freedom. Maybe we want some time, or maybe we want some debt reduction. So playing big is the whole reason why Color Street can come into your life and do all of those things. So when we play small, a lot of times it's because we're afraid of what people think. Honestly, it really just boils down to that, because if we didn't have that little bug in our head, we would be running around like Forrest Gump, just asking everybody, you want to buy some Colored Street nails? And you wouldn't care jack shit about what anybody was saying about it, right? But we all think we play small because we're afraid of what we look like, and afraid of what people are going to say about us, or we're just afraid. Okay, but fear is just an illusion. Okay, well, how are we going to get around that? Because that's really what it kind of boils down to. Is that's all great, well, Angelique, but fear actually does exist in my brain, and I actually am stopped by it. So I get it. So I'm going to throw out a challenge. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and so I created my own little thing, and I'm going to show it here in just a second. It's called the Post-it Note Goal Setting Challenge. And this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to write down your goals. Here's mine. It looks a little overwhelming on the Zoom, but it's really not. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, especially for new stylists. This is brand new to me. I love this. One of our top leaders in the company trained on it, actually in all that glitter, so you can see the training yourself, but I'm going to do like a very minimal version of it. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to spend, like, you can make 4 columns, okay? 4 or 5 columns. You can break it down any way you want. I don't care how it is, but I'll just give you some suggestions. Maybe it's sales. Maybe it's recruiting goals. Maybe it's learning training goals. Maybe it's connecting with someone. Maybe it's connection. Maybe it's follow-up. Whatever it is. So like, for example, I'll give you some examples of mine. So I have in this one line right here, watch a training about recruiting. Watch a training about VIP. Watch a training on leadership. Watch a training on something from Tuesday training, because I never really watched tons of the Tuesday trainings and I want to catch up on this. And watch a leader training, like another, in the back office on the VO, watch a leader training. Once I complete that in this month, this is for September. This is for the month of September. Every time I do one of those things, I can whip that sticky note off. The goal is to get rid of all the sticky notes. So you can make them as easy or as challenging as you want, whatever your goals are. You can do like, I want to schedule 5 parties. So in one column, I have party number 1. That's one note. So when I schedule one, whoop, I'm pulling it off. Number 2, when I schedule a second one, whoop, I'm pulling it off. When I schedule number 3, whoop, I'm pulling it off. So that looks very overwhelming, but to be honest, the stickies are really actually quite doable. Also, I want to recruit 5 new stylists this month. That's my goal. I feel like when you shoot higher than what you really want, you actually get what you want, and sometimes you get more. So I have 5 new stylists in a row. 1 sticky new stylist, boop, new stylist, boop. So I have 5 of those. I also want to do 10 minutes of personal development a day. Or actually, that's my goal, is a day. But on my little sticky note, I only have 5 sticky notes that say 10 minutes of personal development. So if I do 5 times in a month, I've completed that. So I'm pretty happy. But they can be anything you want. I did say some of the areas you can focus on are sales incentives, like Circle of Excellence. For you newbies, we have an incentive going on right now each and every single month. When you recruit 2 people and you sell $1,000 in your personal volume, you earn what we call the Circle of Excellence. You get paid an extra bonus depending on what rank you are, and you get a piece of jewelry and a charm every single time you do it. So you get a charm bracelet showing how many months you were able to accomplish Circle of Excellence. Also, we have a current promotion going on right now that when you BQ, bonus qualify, it's $300 to do that in sales. You get $10 back in credit for your website fee. So basically you're running your business for free. And we also have a current Punta Cana trip that we are working towards. So you might want to, maybe you say, I want to earn so many points on the Punta Cana trip this month. So you do that. Trainings, like I said, enrolling, jump starts. If you're a brand new stylist and you're in your jump start, you're going to want to, like, maybe you say, I want to hit my 35-day jump start or my 65-day jump start or whatever that is. Maybe it's hosting nail bars. So you put that on there. So whatever, I'm giving you ideas to do that. So you want to make sure that this is visible everywhere. And you don't have to use all yellow. I actually only had yellow sticky notes, but people are making rainbow ones and they're getting all creative. I'm basic Betty over here, and I'm just like, I got yellow, and that's what I'm going to do. Here's what we're going to do. So after tonight, starting tomorrow, I'm going to post in All That Glitters this challenge, okay? I want pictures of yourself, and I want you to have a picture with you and your board, and I want you to post the picture, tag me, and I will pick some winners randomly for doing it. And as you're going along this month and you're succeeding in your goals, you guys, they can be, if you're not doing anything, any kind of goal will be good for you. And then if you are doing some stuff and you're still like, I really need to bring my A game a little bit more, up your freaking game. All right, so it's really, your board is personal. It doesn't matter what you put on it, or it doesn't matter what anyone else put on their board. You put what is on your board, okay? So I need to watch more trainings, period. That's what I need to do. So I can't wait to like whip out these Post-it notes that say trainings, right? I am going for Circle of Excellence, by God, for the next 6 months of this challenge, because I wimped out the first 6 months. Hate myself a day. So I was like, I'm going for that. So these are the things that are like, for me, put them where you can see them. This is going to be in my office, but quite frankly, there's a spot in my bathroom where it could go to. And when I'm brushing my teeth and I can look at it all the time, it's really great. You want it in front of your face. Some people put it on their wall. Some people put it on their refrigerator. It doesn't matter. This was a mirror I cleaned out of my gross closet today, and I'm like, Wendexed it and slapped it on there. Connie knows. So it's bad. I mean, it was a bad closet situation, and I dug this out, sprayed it off, and you can put it on anything. It doesn't have to be fancy. Our goal is to move forward. We have a fall situation coming. We have Christmas coming, Halloween coming, Thanksgiving coming. So let's set ourselves up. Let's set ourselves up for success. And this is a great way to do little baby steps throughout the month. You don't have to do it every day. You could do it all in one day if you wanted to. But you get that Post-it board, and then I want to see pictures of my cute team. And then you're going to tag me, post your picture, and then I'm going to pick some winners for those that do it. Is everybody in agreement? Yeah. Okay, good. I really, really, really want to see a lot of posts tomorrow. And people are going to be like, what are these people doing? What are these people doing? They're going to have to watch this all over on a whole nother recording. But you guys showed up. You guys want to change something. You want to grow. You want to do something about this business. So this is your way of doing it. Holding yourself accountable, putting it in front of your face, and actually completing some things, okay? This is the hardest part for most of us. In our brains, we're like, I really want to do this, and we don't. So listen, maybe it's the things that Molly said. Maybe it's, maybe you guys really liked what she said about that. I'm trying to look what she said. The first four. Maybe you put post in your VIP, at 5 times. Maybe you put post in your personal wall 5 times. Maybe you put send 5 personal messages 5 times. Just to get in the habit of doing those first four. Okay, that's a beautiful thing to get started, especially if you're new. All right, so I have 2 minutes to wrap this sucker up. I'm very much looking forward to our team meetings. I'm so excited. I would love to see faces next time, because I'm trying to learn you guys and meet you and see faces. So when I see names, I'm like, I don't know who the Yar. So, so there's that. So that's it. Post your pictures tomorrow. I will send out I will tag you, or I'm not tagging anybody. You're tagging me. You're tagging me. You're going to create your board and start pulling off your goals. All right. So that's the deal. Congratulations on another record-breaking month, you guys. This is incredible. We are on a fast-moving train that's about to get out of control, and you don't even know what you're on yet. So get ready, strap your seatbelts on. It's going to be super fun. All right. Oh, and stay tuned for those of you who are local. sorry, I know several of you are not, but those of you who are local, I will be hosting an all-team event at my house this month. I haven't picked the date yet, but everybody's going to come over and we can talk shop. We can do some training. We're going to eat and drink and be merry. But I want to have some more connections. Again, this is all about connecting. So, and getting to help you any way that I possibly can. So stay tuned for that. I will post that this week. It will be back when I get back from Utah. I will be gone Monday through Friday of next week. I will be checking in. I will be working, but I will be off the grid a little bit, doing what I do, expanding my brain, getting better. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited to have you. The basement just got done. There's plenty of room, and I'm ready to have you all over. So we're good with that. Thank you all for everything you do for this team, for yourself, for your business, for your families. It does not go unnoticed. I totally check on all of you, and I'm so ready to rock out this fall. So thank you. And I'll see you next Monday and around all that glitters. Bye, guys.